Welcome, dear student, in my channel, in which we are going to deal today animal diversity, paper 3rd for second year, semester 3rd. Now, in today's lectures, we are going to discuss the subphylum vertebrate. As we have already studied the phylum Chordata and along with the section Protochordata in detail. Now, afterwards, we have also studied the general characters of vertebrata. From this topic, 3rd, Introduction to Subphylum Vertebrata. We have studied the salient features of vertebrata. Now, after the salient features of vertebrata, today we will see the introduction and general characters of sections with 2 examples, and we are only having to deal the names, not the detailed characters of that animals, and which include the Agnatha, and the animals are Petromyzon and Myxine, Gnathostomata, and the animals are frog and labio. So these today's we are going to discuss. As you know, this subphylum vertebrata divides into 2 subkinds of the infraphylum or these sections. One is Agnatha, means the animals without jaws, and the second one is Gnathostomata, means the animals with jaws. So first of all, we'll see the Agnatha. Agnatha means the absence of jaws, and these Agnathans are earliest or very primitive vertebrates which are not having the jaws. As in case of the organic evolution or the animal evolution, before the formation of these kinds of higher vertebrates, these lower vertebrates are going to be developed, and it has to be considered the higher vertebrates are developed from lower vertebrate, and these lower vertebrates are these Agnathans. These are earliest vertebrates. These Agnathans with a distinct head and skull, but the low order of cephalization. Though distinct head and skull is present in this Agnatha, but the cephalization is not proper, it is poorly developed. These Agnathans are having a primitive brain without paired appendages. So the brain is primitive and the appendages which are not having the well developed. Vertebral column is also poorly developed. Though it belongs from the vertebrata, but the vertebral column is not well developed. Notochord, which is persist permanently, because as you know very well, the notochord is a character of chordate. Those which are having the notochord comes under the phylum Chordata. So this vertebrata also comes under the phylum Vertebrata. That's why the notochord which is present, and it is persist throughout the life. Single median nostril is present, into which the hypophysis opens. Some are parasitic, that is blood sucking cyclostome, while Some feed on minute particles by producing food current. So some are ectoparasitic. Example is this cyclostome, petromyzon and mexi. While some feeds on the minute particles by producing the water current. Agnatha divide into two classes. One is ostracodermy, which is extinct, and another one is cyclostomata, which is the living. Let's see the class ostracodermy. All these animals from this ostracodermies are extinct. No one animal from this class is living on the earth. Only on the basis of fossil record which is found, these animals are to be kept into that group or that class which is called as ostracodermy. In this animal body with a heavy armor of large plates on the head and small bony scales are present. Heavy armor of a large plates on the body is present and small bony scales are present on the body. All these animals are extinct with little resemblance superficially with cyclostomata. These individuals lack of paired appendages. Head is flat and expanded. Example is Cephalaspis. So this is extinct form. And the second class is Cyclostomata, which is living, and it is ectoparasitic form with a circular mouth. So let's see the characters of Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata, which is also called as Marsipobranchi, are the living representative of superclass Agnatha. They are characterized by presence of suctorial mouth, means the sucking mouth without jaws. These are most primitive of all living vertebrates. Body of this individual is elongated, cylindrical and eel-like or worm-like with compressed tail. Skin of this individual is soft, smooth, slimy, containing unicellular mucous glands and without scales. The skin is very slimy because it is having the unicellular mucous gland which secrete the mucus, making the skin slimy, which keep the body free from pathogens or the bacteria. Median fin with cartilaginous fin rays. Paired fins are absent. Only the median fin with cartilaginous fin ray is present. And tail is diaphysecal. So the lobes on the this tail fin is absent, whether homocircle or heterocircle lobes are absent. Only this somewhat oval structure is present, and such kinds of the tail is called as diaphysecal tail. Trunk and tail muscles are arranged into Z-shaped myotomes separated by mycomata. So these Z-shaped arranged muscles or this in the form of myotomes are present on trunk and tail. Endoskeleton of the cyclostome is cartilaginous. It is not bony endoskeleton, as these are the primitive vertebrates. The bones are not well developed into the cyclostome. That's why the endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Notochord into the cyclostome is persistent. Vertebrae are rudimentary because the bones are not developed and vertebral column is not developed. branchial basket in pharynx is present. So in the pharynx, this branchial basket is present, which includes the gills, and that's why the name marsipobranchi. The body cavity is present, that is coelom, and which harbor the vital or important organs or visceral organs. Mouth is ventral, suctorial for the sucking purpose, and circular, hence the name cyclostomata. So this is about this mouth. In the mouth, tongue is present, which is rasping, and the esophagus, which directly opens into intestine. Stomach is absent. Only it has to suck the digestive fluids or the digestive juice or the blood. That's why the esophagus directly opens into the intestine and stomach is absent. Respiratory gills are 6 to 16 pairs in lateral sac-like pouches of pharynx. Due to this lateral sac-like pouch, just to the pharynx are present. These are called as marsipobranchi. Cyclostomes. Another name of cyclostome, that is marsipobranchi. The heart in the cyclostome is of two chambers with one auricle and one ventricle, as it is lower vertebrate. And the body temperature in the cyclostome is variable, and due to this it is called as piclotherms or cold-blooded animals, in which the body temperature somewhat fluctuates. Brain into the cyclostome is differentiated with a very small cerebellum, and it has 8 to 10 pairs of cranial or cerebral nerves which arises from this brain or this cranium. It has a single median olfactory sac with a single median nostril. Mesonephric kidneys with the ducts to urinogenital papillae are present. Kidneys are mesonephric, which is somewhat more developed from this protochordate for the removal of nitrogenous waste with ducts to urinogenital papillae, urinary and genital papillae. Sexes into cyclostomes are separate or united, that may be monoecious or dioecious. Gonad is a single, large, and it is without gonoduct. Though the sexes are separate, but the fertilization is external, that is, the gametes are released into the water by this male or female, and though it is hermaphrodite, it also releases the gamete outside the body, and the fusion of male and female gamete takes place into the water, that is external fertilization. Development may be direct or indirect. If it is indirect, means it has the intermediate stage which is called as a larval stage. This class Cyclostomata is divided into two subclasses. The one is Petromyzontia, which is having the representative example Petromyzon, which is also called as lamprey. This is the common name, lamprey. The second subclass is Myxinoidea, and which is having the representative example Myxine, which is commonly called as hagfish. And these are ectoparasitic suctorial animals which suck the digestive fluid or the blood of these bony fishes or the larger fishes, and causes severe damage to the fishery industry and act as the these ectoparasites or the pest in the fishery industry. So this is about the characters of Cyclostomata. So with this we have concluded the characters of Agnatha as well as the characters of osteodermy and the characters of Cyclostomata. Hope you will understand all the characters. Still, if you have any kinds of the query or the doubt about this video or the topic, please feel free to write into the comment box. And your suggestions are welcome for the future videos. Thank you very much.